Time to identify Tyler Hansen, the fittest flat earther, on YouTube. I've noticed a lot of people over the last few months trying to figure out who this guy is. And I thought to myself, you know what, I don't think they're going to be able to figure it out. So I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. Nothing. All right, so I'm going to do it myself as per usual. All right, Tyler, pictured on screen, is clearly American motivational speaker Tony Robbins. I'm going to show you who his wife is here in a moment. So you come across here, this is Tony Robbins. He doesn't need any introduction. You come across to the Fittest Flat Earther channel. Right, he speaks about the 200 fallen angels, shape-shifting public figures, and a whole lot more. I recommend you actually go over and subscribe this channel because I believe there's a lot of invaluable information there. If you're not already subbed up, right, you'll enjoy the content. I'm a fan myself. So you got the symbolism there, right, letting you know that he's one of them. Now you have a look at the rock, paper, scissors couple in the name. And then you come down to the photos. There's only 10 photos. 4 of them referencing rock, paper, scissors, which coincidentally quite a few internet users on certain forums will often ask what the deal is with rock, paper, scissors and Tony Robbins. Now, he himself never made mention of the rock, paper, scissors, but there was a blog or a forum that must have went viral that someone had written an analogy for in relation to some Tony Robbins quotes. Can someone explain this Tony Robbins thing to me? All right, now, this is Tyler's wife here, Liz Acosta. It states she lives a private life away from the spotlight despite the fame of her son and ex-husband. All right, so Liz, Tyler, and Liza. So you've got the rock, paper, scissors connection. You've got the Liz, right, Liza. They leave little clues all over the place. Right, this is her as well. She just so happens to be, according to this, a film student, social media manager, content creator. Perfect. Now you're going to say there's a large age difference between these characters. That's exactly right, there is. Still the same character. Right, once again, there's a lot of difference there in terms of when the photo was taken. So, this photo here could be 20 years apart, right? But it's clear, to me at least, that it's the same character. Right? Liz Acosta and Tyler's wife. And that's also her there. All right, so he calls himself the fittest flat earther. And you can tell just by looking at the guy that he is very healthy and very fit. You come across to Tony Robbins. Right, got his black belt in 6 months. Right, the guy's ripped. Works with a lot of elite sports persons. Right, so you've got another match there. All right, now, the fittest flat earther lives in Florida. Tony Robbins also lives in Florida. All right, you can Google it and have a look at it yourself. Right, so Tony Robbins says has owned at least one pug dog. Now, why is that relevant? Well, we're coming back here to his wife. All right, she loves pugs. Must just be another coincidence. And you can see that Tyler has a love for dogs. All right, nothing out of the ordinary. All right, but I'm just making the connection with the wife. All right, so I'm going to finish the video up here. Tyler Hanson and his wife are Tony Robbins and one of his wives. All right, Liz Acosta, Liza. All right, you've got the rock, paper, scissors connection. All right, the fittest flat earther. Go and have a look at how fit Tony Robbins is. All right, it's a wrap. The fittest flat earther is Tony Robbins, confirmed.